Hey guys, Bix Weir, roadtoruda.com. Let's talk mass adoption. Why is mass adoption so important for something like Litecoin? Something that is a means of exchange. Why is a means of exchange important at all? Why is Charlie Lee jumping up and down and the Litecoin community jumping up and down saying mass adoption, mass adoption, mass adoption, when right now we don't need mass adoption? We have a banking system. We have credit cards. We have debit cards. We have Visa. We have MasterCard, Discover Card, American Express. Who needs something like Litecoin? What a useless coin. That's what they were saying at the end of last year. Remember that? There's no need for Litecoin. That's ridiculous. Who cares about mass adoption? Bitcoin's an investment. Bullshit. Bullshit. Bitcoin was invented as a peer-to-peer cash system because Satoshi knew about the problem. The problem that is playing out right now behind the scenes in the banking system. $240 billion bailout today in the overnight repo market. Bailout $240 billion. Why do the banks need $240 billion? Because they have been screwing with the system. They have destroyed the collateral, the pledges to the collateral, U.S. Treasury bonds. How many people have the exact same bond, claim it on their books, and use it as collateral? They don't trust each other because they know how criminal and corrupt the system is. That is why it is so important to spread the word of mass adoption of something that can serve as a means of exchange. The very moment that they go to Congress and say, we need a bailout, and it will happen, just like in 2008, they were doing the same thing. The repo markets, they were bailing out overnight, and then they figured out, oh my God, we're going to need $700 billion to bail out the system. They went to Congress. Congress said no, stock market drops. Everybody's like, oh my God, what will we use as money? Then the bailout was given. Then movies were made, documentaries made, books written about what happened in retrospect. Now we know. The banks are criminal. They were rehypothecating assets. They have toxic assets in the mortgage-backed derivative situation. Yes, it is true that credit default swaps aren't the $50 trillion problem they were last time. They have pared that down. I think it's still ridiculous. It's in like the 10 trillion range. But that's not the issue now. Now the issue is the two gigantic forms of collateral that are used in the repo market are U.S. Treasury bonds and mortgage-backed securities. Mortgage-backed securities, we already know that's a crime syndicate. That is a cesspool of fake mortgages, robo-signing, fraudulent packages, mortgage-backed security packages that 2 or 3 times the amount of a single mortgage is packaged 2 or 3 times with different packages. It's ridiculous. But the bigger problem is the U.S. bond. That the banks don't even know who owns what anymore. The DTCC has dropped the ball. Maybe on purpose, we don't know. But if you want to know why it is so important for the Litecoin community and for Charlie Lee and everybody involved in Litecoin, if you want to know why it's so important that they're running around saying mass adoption, means of exchange, use your Litecoin, learn how to use it. If you want to know, it's because it's going to be the #1 use case for cryptocurrencies going forward. Going forward from what moment? That's on the Road to Ruda. I talk about it every day now. If you watch the Road to Ruda, I very rarely talk about cryptocurrencies anymore. I very rarely talk about silver anymore. What I talk about is the collapsing banking system. Because the very moment it collapses, they're going to come to Congress. And they're not going to say we need $700 billion or the system collapses. Steve Mnuchin is going to stand up and say, we need $20 trillion or the system collapses. Why not say 200 trillion or 2 quadrillion? It really does not matter. The answer has to be no. And when the answer has to be no, we're going to need somewhere to go. I think there'll be a lot of choices and give people the choice. Don't give the bankers the choice. No, there will be no revaluation. No, there will be no IMF. There will be attempts. There will be attempts to do it, but they will have lost all credibility. And fiat money is a faith and confidence game. When faith and confidence are gone, people look for alternatives. And what's going to be the number one shining alternative to the current system as far as a means of exchange for the people? Litecoin. Why? Because the community ran around for years saying, let's spread mass adoption. Let's not worry about the price. Let's spread mass adoption. Let's get as many people as possible on board to learn how to use Litecoin in a transactional basis. Because we know one day the world will be coming to cryptocurrencies. And the world will say, oh my God, have we screwed up this unbacked fiat system run by central bankers and government politicians? What can we do? What are our choices? The best choice as a means of exchange is going to be Litecoin with the Lightning Network and atomic swaps. And then just, oh, by the way, why don't we tack on Mimblewimble just so that we have secrecy as a choice. As a choice. It doesn't mean you have to use Mimblewimble. That's a key thing that Charlie pointed out. Because you don't want it required secrecy because the government's going to come after you. You want it so you can use Litecoin normally and you'll be seen on the blockchain, or here's a little add-on off-chain scaling thing that adds secrecy. And that's up to you. So that it's not Litecoin that takes the brunt of the secrecy thing, like coins like Monero and other coins will take the brunt, because as long as the government has power, which, who knows how long that'll be, they're going to come after you. I mean, the government's job is to decrease your liberty. It is, I don't know what happened to our country, but liberty and freedom went right out the window. And every time government opens their mouth, they are trying to take away your power, take away your liberty. And they're going to have a lot of opportunity when the banks fail, because everybody's going to blame capitalism, which really sucks, but it is the way it's going to happen. Hopefully our governments will all be destroyed. We can go back to the Constitution, very limited government, if any government at all, for a while. Yes, 35 million people will be looking for a job. But that's okay. The whole world will be void of any debt. There'll be no more debt. That's an amazing thing. A lot of the assets will disappear as well. Don't forget, one man's debt is another man's asset. So yeah, get out of the system, be prepared, and spread adoption. If you want to do the best thing for your community and for the price of your coin, if you are a cryptocurrency, promote mass adoption. Promote the use case. What is the use case? What is the number one coin in the crypto world? If you asked anybody, hey, what's the number one cryptocurrency as a means of exchange? Well, they'll probably say two things. Number one, they'll say Litecoin with the Lightning Network. And the Lightning Network is ready. There's just no reason for it. There's no use for it right now. As soon as the banks fail, absolutely. Everybody's going to be opening a Lightning Network node. The other one is probably Bitcoin Cash. Roger's done a great job spreading the word around Asia, especially. I agree with Bitcoin Ben's guys that Bitcoin Cash is going to be gigantic in Asia. So that is the story. Litecoin is the right coin as a means of exchange, and boy, are we going to need a means of exchange in the very near future. So at the Road to Rudo, I'm keeping an eye on the banks, knowing that when the banks go down and finally collapse and come to Congress, and we say, no, we're not giving you a bailout, Litecoin will go unknown amounts. I know, it's 4-1. 4-1 with Bitcoin. 4 Litecoin equals 1 Bitcoin. Bitcoin will probably be going up to $100,000, which puts Litecoin at $25,000, ultimately, because it's a means of exchange. And that's why the Litecoin community is running around saying, use Litecoin as a means of exchange. Use it, adopt it. Mass adoption is the key. It's Bix Weir, roadtoroot.com. Litecoin is the right coin!
Hey, Charlie's here. Thank you, Charlie, for coming. We're big fans of your coin.
Can you sing? No.
So, by the way, Charlie, we wrote a song for your coin and what we think is going to happen to it. I don't know if it will happen, but I'm really excited about it. It's called Litecoin is the right coin. And I know you believe that, right? Okay. So, your name is used in the song. Have you ever been in the song? You're going to like it. It's fun. Are you guys ready? Well, first of all, look at all these crazy people, right? How many people like Litecoin? How many people are happy that many years ago Charlie was sitting at his computer and said, hey, you know, I'm going to make a clone of Bitcoin, but it's got to be faster, it's got to be cheaper, it's got to be better. I'm going to make it the silver of Bitcoin's gold. Thank you for that. That was a good moment. That was a great moment. So this is our tribute to Litecoin. And to you people. You lovely, crazy people. Ready? We're gonna go fast or slow? We got drums.
It's your song.
Like I'm right no. Hey, get the love. Are you wondering what to do? Where to put your money down? Grow the most for you. Where they go, you want these choices. Afraid you're gonna lose. I told you gonna plan for me. No, you gotta choose. Is out to get you, the comments over the range. Litecoin is the right one as a means of exchange. Well, Charlie is the man, the one that you can trust. The nicest guy in cryptos, now that's a must. When he sold all his Litecoin, donation to the cause. He still works his ass off, fixing all the flaws. You see, Charlie has a plan, and bankers can't exchange. Litecoin is the right one as a means of exchange. Litecoin is the right one as a means of exchange. If you'll buy a cup of coffee, when lightning is arranged, my bank is on my cell phone. I can walk in any store. I scan the code, I'm cutting the load, I'm walking out the door, and every crypto has a purpose. Everything's about to change. Litecoin is the right one as a means of exchange. This way you got them slow. Too many confirmations, but did the core depth know? Roger's Bitcoin Cash can really scale and grow. And she always scares me till we can pick the hold up. So the we gotta use some. Everything's about to change. Litecoin is the right one as a means of exchange. Litecoin is the right one as a means of exchange. You can buy a cup of coffee. Now lightning is arranged. My bank is on cell phone. I'm walking in your store. I scan the code, no time to load. I'm walking out the door. And every crypto has a purpose. Everything's about to change. Litecoin is the right one as a means of exchange. You're really looking pretty. I don't think you're healthy. Deep in the nitty gritty. See, I'm here to be the crypto. That sounding kind of true. You're just a bad, it's kind of sad. I hear them all in the zoo. See, I'm looking for a use case when banks go down the drain. And Litecoin is the right one as a means of exchange. And Litecoin is the right one as a means of exchange. You could buy a cup of coffee. The lightning is arranged. My bank is on my cell phone. You're walking in the store. I scan the code, no time to load. I'm walking out the door, and every crypto's got a purpose. Everything's about to change. And Litecoin is the right one as a means of exchange. Litecoin is the right one as a means of exchange. You buy a cup of coffee. The lightning soul. I spend the code, I've gone to load, I'm walking out the door. And every crypto has a purpose, and things about to change. Litecoin is a Litecoin has a means of exchange. So fun.